welcome back to another quick kick review. This is Save Your Souls, and these are the Nike Kyrie 3s in the black ice colorway. As you would have expected with previous Kyrie models, you're still going to get an abundance of traction on the outsole, and still the kind of traction that goes way up to the midsole area, giving you more coverage. Now, this time around, they went with a traditional herringbone pattern from heel to toe, which is pretty good as far as traction is concerned. You're getting a concentration of better rubber compounds, more stickier and grippier rubber compounds over here on the forefoot, where you can see these two traction pods that are kind of designed to look like heat maps or pressure maps. You also get a accent of a gray swoosh here on the toe. There's a small window here on the heel that features the cushion tech inside. We'll talk about cushion a little bit more later on, but this little window right here has Kyrie's daughter's name and mother's name engraved on the sides. So you got Azuri and Elizabeth there, and inside the window is the Kyrie logo, and underneath that, where the Zoom bag is, again, we'll talk about cushion a little bit later, but there is that number 2, which is Kyrie's number. And just like all the other Kyrie models that we've seen so far, this model promises a lot of grip and a lot of traction, and just by putting these guys on, I can tell you that it really delivers in that department, the kind of traction that'll get you to pop your hip if you stopped too fast. That's the kind of traction that you're expecting with the Kyrie 3s. So going up to the midsole section, as far as cushioning is concerned, very similar to the Kyrie 1s and the Kyrie 2s. You're not getting much in the cushion department. In the Kyrie 2s, you got a small layer of pour-on here on the forefoot, coupled with a Zoom bag on the heel, and stiff file-on. And it's not that much different for the Kyrie 3s. Actually, you're getting less cushion in the Kyrie 3s because Nike decided to get rid of that pour-on. I mean, for the Kyrie 2s, the pour-on was actually just used more for step-in comfort than impact protection, unlike what you'd use a Zoom bag for. But in the Kyrie 3s, they pretty much just stuck with file-on the forefoot area and gave you a Zoom bag here on the heel. Now, given that, again, this is a signature basketball shoe for a player like Kyrie Irving, and Kyrie wouldn't really be needing that much cushion, he'd need more court feel. And this is the kind of shoe that gives you a lot of court feel. One thing that I should mention is that the file-on midsole that you get with the Kyrie 3s, they do come off as pretty stiff initially, but they do break in. Now, they don't break in too much, so don't expect Zoom Air-ish or Lunar-ish cushion after they break in, but they do get softer. Now, having said that, this is a pair of shoes for guards who like court feel. So this is probably not going to be an option for you if you don't like court feel. If you're the kind of guy who wants and needs cushion, then you might want to look elsewhere. But right off the bat, what the Kyrie 3 offers you is great traction coupled with great court feel. Now, one big improvement compared to the Kyrie 2s last year was the upper, the materials that they used on the upper. Nike did give you a lot of mesh, which is a lot more comfortable. You still get some fuse, but not too much. You only get it in high wear areas like the toe box over here. And this section on the forefoot over here that is a lot softer compared to other parts of the shoe, so it kind of makes sense that they reinforce this. You'll also get it here on the lacing system, because those are the parts that, again, are high wear. Now, here on the forefoot, for this particular design, they did do away with the midfoot strap that was featured in the Kyrie 2s before this, which is both a pretty good design sort of implement, and at the same time very functional, that it helps draw your foot into the heel cup. This time around with the Kyrie 3s, you don't get the forefoot strap, but what you do get is this soft area right here on the forefoot that gives you two performance features. Number one being that you've got fly wire, which just starts from one side of the shoe going under your foot to the other side of the shoe, which means when you tighten the shoelaces, especially in this area right here on these two lace loops, it kind of just really wraps the material around your foot, keeping you in the footbed, so pretty much keeping you stable. Now, another feature of this particular area is it is softer. Like, you can see the material here. It's got like these perforated triangles, these triangle cutouts under mesh that is a lot softer. And the functionality of that is that it offers a lot more flex. So when you toe off or you push from your forefoot, it just really collapses and allows you that much more range of motion. Here on the back side of the shoe, so from the ankle area over here, the lateral ankle area extending to the medial ankle area over here, you get this material that is kind of like cuir. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it's just like a combination of plastic and mesh. That gives you more stability over here at the back portion, and it has this design that looks like spikes or exploding spikes. I mean, a lot of people describe this in a lot of different ways. I like to look at it as spikes. I know some people say it looks like Mystique from the X-Men's skin, especially when she's about to transform into something else or someone else. But I think it's just a subtle design that looks really aggressive, but also serves a purpose in a way where it kind of protects the softer material that it covers. As far as the other design aspects on the upper is concerned, you get a swoosh here on the lateral side, a big swoosh, which is common fare for Nike shoes. And what I like about that particular swoosh is the design. It does look like metal. It actually looks like brushed metal, which is something that's very subtle. I mean, you won't see it unless you really go close to the shoe, or at least until the light kind of hits it in a certain angle, which I think is, again, very interesting and very cool. On the medial side, you're getting a reflective swoosh, which is nothing new. We've seen it we've seen that implemented a lot in basketball shoes. Another great feature that I noticed when I put the shoes on is that you get a heel cup. So you get a TPU heel cup that's embedded inside the material, so you're not going to be seeing it from the outside, but you know it's there. You can feel it. It's stiff, and it's good enough to function as some sort of lockdown mechanism. So when your foot is inside the shoe and your heel is back here, and you tighten your shoelaces, it kind of just draws your foot into this heel cup and keeps you stable within your shoe. Now, that's not the only thing that they did as far as support and lockdown is concerned. There's also a molded collar here that kind of molds into that heel cup. So it kind of just helps put the design together in a sense that just keeps you really stable inside the shoe, which is very important. Now, as far as the rest of the shoe goes, I mean, you get a Kyrie logo on the tongue, which is, pretty common for signature models. You always usually get the logo here on the tongue. You also get Kyrie Signature here on the back, and you get Roman numerals on the insole. I'm not sure if you can see that, but the insole is done in green, and it's got Roman numerals there. I don't know what the Roman numerals stand for. If you do know what they stand for, feel free to put a comment on the comment box below and let us know. But that pretty much takes care of the shoe. It is a very simple shoe, especially in this colorway. It's pretty straightforward. Any kind of design or interesting design aspect that you get with the shoe, you don't really notice until you pick the shoe up and kind of look at it in great detail. From wearing it, I can tell you that, again, traction is excellent. Cushion, not too much, but again, it's for a specific kind of player. I like the Kyrie 2s a lot. The only thing I didn't like from the Kyrie 2s was the material on the upper, because it was here on the forefoot, it was pretty much just fused, and that was stiff. It could get uncomfortable in long games. They kind of solved that problem here, giving us mesh, like real mesh. This pretty much looks like it's going to be a great performer, at least from my perspective, or the perspective of someone who really likes court feel and would prefer court feel over cushioning. And that pretty much takes care of it, man. I'm interested to hear what you think about the shoe. Is this something that you think would work well for your playing style, go ahead and let us know. And if you like this video, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more, go ahead and click on subscribe. And with that being said, I'll see you guys on the next video.